Welcome to Lesson 1 of Learn Klingon the Easy-ish Way. During these lessons, you will learn to express yourself in the Klingon language and to take part in everyday Klingon conversations. You will learn how to say, "Put down that phaser." Put vek, yirok. I can't repair the shields. Botjan viti tlhIngan. When did you eat dinner? Ror uk dashop pu. Beam the tribbles aboard. Yichme tijol. As well as the ever useful, due to your so-called emissaries, the captain is unwilling to sign the peace treaty today. Dachjaj doipu kokli mo rojmab kangbe hod. Although this course is complete in itself, it doesn't cover every aspect of the language. For a true mastery of Klingon, you'll still need a copy of the standard text, the Klingon dictionary, written by the Federation's foremost expert on Klingon language and culture, Mark Okrand. And we stress that this is an experimental recording. If you have any advice to offer, please leave your comments below the video. This course uses a simple visualization technique to help you learn new vocabulary. The technique works by associating something new with something already known. Whenever you are given a new Klingon word, you will also be given an image to visualize in your mind's eye. The image suggests the sound of the Klingon word in a memorable way. For example, the word for man is lod, lod. So, imagine a man carrying a heavy load of equipment on his back. Load. Now, whenever you need to remember the Klingon word for man, you will remember a man who is struggling to carry a heavy load of phaser pistols, or perhaps a sack full of stem bolts. He is sweating profusely, his knees are trembling, and he's muttering under his breath. It is important to make the image as vivid, unusual, funny, and colourful as possible. Use all 5 of your senses. Don't just see the man in your mind. Smell his sweat, listen to his muttering, and feel the uneven road beneath his feet. Here are some more Klingon words. Woman is be, be. Imagine a woman being chased by a ferocious bear, be. Friend is jup, jup. Imagine your best friend is so hungry that they are going to chew up a plate, jup. Enemy is jagh, jagh. Imagine that you've captured your enemy in a large glass jar, jagh. Child is puk, puk. Imagine a small child who is puking non-stop, puk. Pet is shaj, shaj. Imagine visiting a Klingon pet shop. You've never seen such terrifying animals. Shaj. Captain is qorDu, qorDu. Imagine that 2 Klingon guards are holding the starship captain by each arm, qorDu. Officer is yash, yash. Imagine that the officer fires a phaser, turning you into a pile of ash. Yash. After learning new words, you will always be given the opportunity to test yourself. This will help to fix the words in your memory. So, what is the English for yash? Officer for qorDu. Captain for charge. Pet for tlhutlh. Child for jagh. Enemy for jagh. Friend for beh. Woman for tlhutlh. Man. In Klingon, some sounds are cut very short. For example, in the word beh, meaning woman, the final letter E is cut short. Written Klingon uses an apostrophe to show this cutting short sound. Linguists call the sound a glottal stop. Now, this course doesn't use a lot of long words that only trained linguists will recognize. On the other hand, it would be unfair to make those of you who are linguists wade through material that you already understand. If you don't recognize the terms in these blue panels, you can safely ignore them. It wouldn't be easy to incorporate this sound directly into an image. For that reason, we will use something with the same shape, a stick, to symbolize the apostrophe. Whenever you have an image which involves a stick, you will be reminded that the word has a sound which is cut short, and that the word is spelled with an apostrophe. So, woman is beh. Beh. Imagine a woman being chased by a ferocious bear. Eventually, she fights it off with a large stick. Beh. Now you can test yourself again. How do you say in Klingon, officer? Yash, captain. qorDu, pet. Charge, child. tlhutlh, enemy. Jagh, friend. Jagh, woman. Beh, man. tlhutlh. Don't worry if you made one or two mistakes. Perfect recall is not expected, and anyway, you will use these words several more times in this lesson. If you got more than a couple wrong, go back to the beginning of this section and go through the images again, making them more vivid, more unusual, more funny, and more colourful. Use all 5 of your senses. If you can think of a better image yourself, by all means use it. The images given here are only suggestions. And if you don't want to use visualization at all, then you can refer to the text version of the course, where you will find a list of new words at the beginning of each lesson. Having learned them using your preferred method, you can simply skip ahead to the next section of the video. In Klingon, there are no words for the, a, or an. So tlhutlh can mean man, the man, or a man. How do you say the man? tlhutlh. The woman. Beh. A friend. droop. An enemy, jagh. Since this is a conversational course, please speak out loud. Klingons don't take kindly to off-worlders who speak their language timidly. Now let's learn some action words. These words are called verbs. Goes is jagh, jagh. Imagine that Jack goes up the hill and then down again. Jagh. Comes is rosh, rosh. Imagine lots of people coming towards you in a rush. Rosh. Eats is shop, shop. Imagine eating everything in the shop. It's totally empty now. Shop. Drinks is tlhutlh, tlhutlh. Imagine a musician who drinks wine using the lute as a cup. Tlhutlh. Speaks is jatlh, jatlh. Imagine a chart or a map that can speak. The chart will always tell you where to go. Jatlh. Understands is jagh, jagh. Imagine that no one understands the inscription written on your arch. Jagh. Reads is lard, lard. Imagine reading an 800-page book called How to Make Lard. Lard. Writes is ghItlh, ghItlh. Imagine burying all your money and then writing a riddle that describes where to find it. ghItlh. What is the English for ghItlh? Writes for lard. Reads for jagh. Understands for jatlh. Speaks for tlhutlh. Drinks for shop. Eats for rosh. Comes for jagh. Goes. How do you say in Klingon writes? ghItlh. Reads. Lard. Understands. Jagh. Speaks. Jatlh. Drinks. tlhutlh. Eats. Shop. Comes. Rosh. Goes. Jagh. The word order in an English sentence is important. If you change the order of the words, you get a very different meaning. Compare The dog bites the man, and the man bites the dog. The word order in a Klingon sentence is also very important. It is usually quite different to the word order used in an English sentence. Linguists would say that Klingon is an object-verb-subject language. If you want to say the man eats or the man drinks, in Klingon you reverse the order and say eats the man or drinks the man. Shop lord is the man eats, literally eats the man. tlhutlh lord is the man drinks, or literally drinks the man. How do you say the man eats, literally eats the man? Shop lord. The man drinks. tlhutlh lord. The woman eats. Shop be. The woman drinks. tlhutlh be. This back-to-front word order applies to many Klingon sentences. For example, the captain reads is lad hord, literally reads the captain. Now you're ready to make some real Klingon sentences. It is very important to take your time and think carefully about the sentences. Think before you speak. Do not say the first thing that comes into your head. How do you say, the friend goes? Jagh, jup. The enemy comes. Rosh, jagh. A child speaks. Jatlh, puk. A pet understands. Yaj, shaj. The captain reads. Lad hord. The officer writes. ghItlh, yash. Here are the words for and but. And is edge, edge. Imagine that you and your friend are trying to reach a stick that's hanging over the edge of a steep cliff. Edge. But is arch, arch. Imagine that the front door is locked, but it might be possible to use a stick to prise open the hatch. Arch. What is the English for arch? But. For edge. And. How do you say in Klingon, but? Arch. And. Edge. Now look at these two sentences. The man speaks is jatlh lord. The woman understands is yaj be. The words and but can be used to join such sentences together. The man speaks and the woman understands is jatlh lord, edge, yaj be. The man speaks but the woman understands is jatlh, be. You might find it useful to work out the two sentences separately before you try to join them. How do you say, the captain speaks? jatlh. The officer understands. jagh. The captain speaks and the officer understands. jatlh jagh. A friend reads. tlhutlh. An enemy writes. jagh. A friend reads, but an enemy writes. tlhutlh jagh. The man eats and the woman drinks. tlhutlh be. The child comes, but the pet goes. jagh. Here are some more words to learn. If you didn't already know, a tribble is a small furry animal with a voracious appetite. So, alien is nov. Imagine aliens trying to escape a star system that has suddenly gone nova. Nov. Tribble is ghItlh. Imagine a Klingon shouting ghItlh when waking to find himself sharing a bed with dozens of tribbles. ghItlh. Doctor is ghItlh. Imagine a doctor who couldn't care less about your health. North Americans should imagine a doctor who could care less about your health. ghItlh. Patient is sheed. Imagine a patient who refuses to let the nurses change the sheets. Sheed. Family is qorDu. Imagine tying your family together with a cord to stop them from hitting each other with sticks. qorDu. Baby is ru. Imagine giving up your baby to a kangaroo. The baby grows up inside the kangaroo's pouch. Ru. The words for star systems, planets, and the people who live on them are often the same in both English and Klingon. You won't need images to remember these two words. Human is tlhuman. Klingon is tlhIngan. Klingon. What is the English for Klingon? Klingon. For human. Human. For ru. Baby. For qorDu. Family. For sheed. Patient. For ghItlh. Doctor. For jagh. Tribble. For nov. Alien. In Klingon, the words come and come sound similar but are spelled differently and have very different meanings. The same applies to the words khip and khip and the words nuk and nuk. We won't try to learn these words yet. It would be easy to confuse the small letter Q and the capital letter Q in your images. For that reason, we'll use the symbol of the Queen to represent the capital letter Q. Whenever you recall an image that involves the Queen, you will know that this word is spelled with a capital Q and not with a small q. So doctor is ghItlh, ghItlh. Imagine that the Queen's personal doctor couldn't care less about her health. ghItlh. So how do you say in Klingon, Klingon? Klingon. Human. Human. Baby. Ru. Family. qorDu. Patient. Sheed. Doctor. ghItlh. Tribble. jagh. Alien. Nov. How do you say the alien goes? Jagh nov. The tribble comes. Rosh jagh. The doctor writes. ghItlh ghItlh. The patient reads. Lard sheed. The family eats and the baby drinks. Shop qorDu. Edge tlhutlh ru. The Klingon speaks, but the human understands. Jatlh tlhIngan, yagh human. Klingon is a language which likes to make a new word by adding something to an existing one. Linguists say that Klingon is an agglutinative language. Something that is added to the end of a word is called a suffix. There are many suffixes in Klingon. The first suffix we'll learn is be, which means don't or doesn't. When you add be to a word, the meaning of the word changes. For example, speaks is jatlh, doesn't speak is jatlh. Understands is yagh, doesn't understand is yagh. In Klingon, doesn't speak is translated by a single word, and so is doesn't understand. How do you say speaks? Jatlh doesn't speak. jatlh understands. jagh doesn't understand. jagh. Now, because the word order is different in Klingon, if you want to say the human doesn't speak, you literally say doesn't speak the human. So the human speaks is tlhutlh. The human doesn't speak is jatlh. How do you say the human speaks? jatlh. The human doesn't speak. jatlh. The Klingon understands. tlhIngan. The Klingon doesn't understand. tlhIngan. You already know that be means woman when it is a separate word. When it means don't or doesn't, be is never a separate word. It is always added to the end of some other word. How do you say the family eats? qorDu. The family doesn't eat. qorDu. The baby drinks. tlhutlh. The baby doesn't drink. tlhutlh. The alien doesn't come. ghOS. The tribble doesn't go. jagh. The doctor speaks. ghItlh. The patient understands. jagh. The doctor speaks and the patient understands. jatlh. jagh. The doctor speaks, but the patient doesn't understand. jatlh. jagh. And that's the end of the first lesson. Here are some hints to help you get the most out of the remaining lessons. Firstly, don't rush. The lessons are designed to last about 40 minutes, but you should complete them at your own pace. If you need more time to work out an answer, use your pause button. If you are doing all of the exercises, you won't need to make notes. It doesn't matter if you sometimes make mistakes. If you understand why you made the mistake, you don't need to repeat the section. Take a break before you start the next lesson.